Hello and welcome to the next episode. This is our series which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now the last one did not go to plan, I know, but this one, fingers crossed, should be simple enough. Now we've had a Bricklink designer program delivery, which is this beautiful thing just here, and I have just finished doing a big comparison video of what looks best, which now means it's time to put them all back. But obviously they can't really go back how they were. Now I do believe this is going to be the third time we've had to change the display around, because we've just been adding new little bits and pieces. So over on this side just here, we have got quite a bit of space and all of these were living there comfortably, but now I've got to find a little bit of room for this set. So all I want to do is plonk them back. Fingers crossed it should be a simple upload, and then I can just carry on with the rest of the Lego room. So with that being said, let's get to it. So for some of the sets, they will have the same home, and for the others, they will be chopped and changed. So fingers crossed this shouldn't take too long to do. I'm going to work my way from the back to the front. Now, because all of these do scale very, very well, if you've seen the sort of unboxing type video of this, you'll understand what it means. I did put them all side by side, and they do scale quite nice. So it's not really too much of a problem with regards to what goes beside it, but it's just finding enough stud space around it. So I might just have to move some of the bits and pieces from the middle, for example, out the way. It is obviously a beautiful looking thing, but I think that'll be one of the first units that I put in first. So I'm going to plonk you there, I think, for now, and just basically hope for the best that you don't fall off. And all I want to do is get this one in first and go from there. So I'm thinking it's going to go towards the back, and then I can just work myself forward. I think all the stuff that was at the back might have to change, and then I think all the houses and all those little bits and pieces like that can go in absolutely fine. So I'm hoping that, I was thinking of putting that one there, which I think looks quite nice. Now it's either there or in the middle, but the problem is if it goes in the middle it will block the other little bits and pieces behind it. But it is a very, very pretty thing, so I don't think that looks too bad. It will need something just beside that. Now the only one that could go beside it, which won't be used, is potential, I say won't be used as in it won't go back in the same place, is maybe that one. Or I could bring it all the way into the corner and put that in on the other side. Potentially. Let's have a quick look at either one, because once this has been sorted and it's okay, I can then just figure out exactly what it is. So I'll get the elf one out next. So we'll plonk this one. We'll plonk this one on. Yeah. So height-wise, they go together, but no, I know what I need to put there. I do need to change it all about. I need to put some of the shops there, I think. I think that might be a little bit of a better idea, and then the elf stuff can go across the back. So we have got a toy shop, which would look quite effective there, because we've got chocolate factory, toy shop, the music store. So that wouldn't look too out of place. And then I think what we will be able to then do I don't know, because we can't use because the roof height's the same, they're just not as big. So obviously now I've got I've got a little bit of display space in front of these two, so I could actually just put the reindeer and things in front of that one, or I could put an ice skating rink and things in front of that one, and that could potentially work okay. So let's pull this one out. Yeah, so I could have the reindeer stables close by. We could have the reindeers in front of it, or yeah, we just have to utilise that space a little bit better, I think. So let's have a look. So we could have all of the reindeers there randomly in front of it. We could have this little thing, little park bench, that can just be out the side there, because that will block that bit off. And then obviously we've got the path going into the Winter Village from our Star Wars section. So if we're going to have a meet and greet as you first come in, it'll be quite nice to actually have a look at all of those. I can add in a fair few of the minifigures and things like that. So that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. So I think we can get away. With that. So that is what I've just done. Put those up in front, and then you can see the Art of Chocolate absolutely fine from there. The bits in the corner can stay. The carol service and things, that can stay. So if I pull out that one, and we'll pull out that one, and then we can figure out where the rest of these are going to go. So going across, that one there is the Alpine Lodge. Then we had the other two dotted around, so all the housing were close by, and then I was going to try and get the beautiful cottage. I think that would have looked very, very smart having that there as well. So across the back we did have a street. So that's the bakery. And that was at the back, so that works okay. We had obviously the workshop, the Santa's workshop went beside, the sorting office went beside that. Of course it's a sorting office, isn't it? Not the... That's the only other thing that could go there. We have the sorting office. Let's try both. I think it's going to look better with the two skinnier units, because it shows off the other set that little bit better. But if they were just to come out for a second, and then this one, for some reason I got this mixed up with a completely different set. So this one with its nice snowy roof could potentially go there as well. That doesn't look too bad actually. It's still the same sort of thing. You've got I can just make the air balloon a little bit taller now if I wanted to. I can have that really, really high up. Because that way I haven't split up the shops from the bakery and the other toy shop, and then the chocolate factory is just sort of its own thing. It does look pretty cool having that there. Right, we'll try that then. We'll stick with that, and then we've got a backup plan if it doesn't work. I think that doesn't look too bad, because we should be able to get the vehicle relatively close by, which is this thing just here. So I could have that parked. I could have that parked up somewhere. So we've got the bench. We could have another bench there. We'll pull these minifigures out and just see exactly what that gives us. And we can just throw these all back in, because we've got all sorts of little bits and pieces for the detail and things. So we've got obviously ice skating rink that we can put in, some Christmas trees and things that we can put in, and all that kind of thing. So that would be I think that would be good. So if we carry on with these, That can go back there, so that's the music store. That is the toy store there, that's your bakery. So that is those in there, so that is fine. Next one for sizing, that is the toy shop. That one then will come out. And then we've got the post office and the sorting office a little bit further away from each other, but that does look nice. Oh, that's part of that, is it? Ah, I got a bit carried away. Bit of the roof has fallen off this toy shop, so let's have a ganders. Is that the one? Yeah. So that is from the... Perfect. Look at that. Nice, simple, easy fix. So that goes in there. So we've got the nice run across the back. Now I did like how all the houses and everything were at the front. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it would potentially look really nice if we had some units sort of around it, but I think side on, because it's so big, you'll be able to see that no problem whatsoever. I think the fire station is going to be a bit of a swine, I think. So I've got a bad feeling that might have to go here, and then it was hidden by, well, that was where the sorting office is. So I think what we can do is if we move this tree, because there was these guys and girls stood there, we'll put you now at ground level. Let's keep that one there because that actually is my marker. Oh, that's never good. We can have this thing side on, and then we'll have to move that one about in situ. But again, it gives us a nice path in between. They've got plenty of space and everything. And I'm not going to tile this because I think it's pointless. Because what colour would I do? I can't put grey and white on white. It's just going to be its own open thing, I think. With basically all the population and everything, this just looks like it's part of a theme park, because you've got so many Winter Village characters in here already from different sets and things that it kind of looks like it's just the general public. So you can kind of get away with that being part of the theme park. Now, so don't forget, that is exactly what this is supposed to be about, and it's theme park and accommodation. This is all of our accommodation and just like our winter village setup. That's what all of this is for. Now, where the camera is, that is going to be our Alpine Lodge. So it's the Elf House. That is the only thing that is not in. And I don't know if we can make the room for it. Because that is it's a nice thing. You've got the North Pole and the workshop. Maybe. Yeah, it's just that and some of the smaller ones with regards to spacing. So let's take the trees out because they're easy movable. That's easy movable. And then we can see what we can start to space and all of that kind of thing. Obviously there's loads of reindeer that can just sort of stay as it is. Now let's put the sorting, so that's part of the sorting office. That can actually go behind. The car, I'll move these over. That could quite easily tuck in. Yeah, just tuck in just like that. And then we'll have all of the reindeer in front of the Santa's sorting office, because that does look very, very nice and Christmassy when they're all grouped together. So that looks nice at the angle. and then that comes in, so that looks smart. And again, it doesn't cover any of the details of this. This is such an enjoyable build to put together. Right, again, we have got some bits and pieces that can be pulled out and then re-put back in. So I think the carol singers look nice in that corner. I think that works. So we have the clump of minifigures actually can have a look at that. That's just something to, probably quite nice to listen to Christmas songs as you're walking around the thing. So we can add those little minifigures in there, so they're all looking at that. Then we've got the postie just behind. Now, flag. I'm assuming that as this flag pinged off, I'm gonna put that there just in case. That goes with that. That also goes with that. So I might swap. Those two can go at the back. And there's another reindeer. Could just stand in front. And you didn't see any of that as per normal. So that is all I've done with that one. Got the nice little bench on the corner. We could carry on with that theme. But what we could do is have this one facing forward and then maybe put an ice skating rink there, because we could have these two just like that. Well, you've got Clubhouse, North Pole and the workshop, so you'd see that as you started to come in. And the first thing that you're gonna see then is a nice little ice skating rink. So give that three studs all the way around, and that looks nicely spaced out. We can put this light a little bit further back. We can put that light just like that. So we've got that going in on there. That looks very, very effective. So this is, well, it's just nice to do. I just enjoy doing all the display stuff. Like I said, I hate repairing everything when I drop it and break it, but it works with that. So we've got a clump of space clearly in the middle, and we have either got the reindeer stable to go there, or we keep that open, of the reindeer stable somewhere else, and all the reindeer just walking around. That wouldn't be too much of an issue. We could have another one of those like that, because that's a nice. So we've got two different activities going on. So you've got a big ice skating rink and a smaller one, and then you've got a thing going down. Now there we go. We can just have her getting ready to go down on that. And we have this one where it's got the little hockey stick, so that can go on there. That one can go on the other one. Right, not too bad so far. So we've got a couple of little stands and a couple of the bigger sets. So let's see. Let's actually start putting this in now. So we'll put you around that way so you can hopefully see what's going on. And then I can see exactly the space that there is. I'm tempted to put stuff in different places and it's not going to be ideal. So that one was there at the angle, just like so. Because I actually liked how that was. This is obviously our expensive accommodation. Of course, it's a bit of a game changer now, because I have built this and think it's absolutely fantastic. I now do want the larger accommodation that they did as well. So maybe at some point this year that might be come into this display, and then of course it's all going to be changed again. Now, depending on how we can actually get these in, we might have enough room. So let's just move that out of the way quickly. The next one went there because it's just different types of accommodation. So that one works. Yep. Oh, because the fire station's taller than what was there, you can actually see the fire station no problem from where I am. So that's okay. If you want to see it a little bit more, that can just be moved over. So that means we can add the fire station vehicle to that if, well, the fire station vehicle is there, talking of it, so we can put that thing in it now. And you can see that from over the roof, which is just there. So that works nice. You've got all the big bits together. So now it's just the gingerbread house as your different theming for accommodation, so you can pick and choose where it is you would like to stay. Because that one then one goes like that. Yeah, that works because you've got the slightly larger, ice skating rink just on the inside. That actually does go with that set, as does that one. These two minifigures can come off. So that is okay so far. Yeah, it is just now the elf. And then we can see what we're going to do. Because I was going to have, the plan was a cottage or something was going to go there. And I left a little bit of space. But where that bus is, maybe? Or does, because it's big. I wonder if I put it in the corner. And then pull those two smaller things out, so it's got a little bit of a workshop on show. That'd be a little bit easier to place, I think. So there you go. There. That one comes out. And that one comes out. Oh, move that out of the way so I don't crush it. Can I get the elf in there? Which I think the easy answer to that is if it just goes in a straight line, is not going to be a problem whatsoever. And it just fits for the track, and because it's tall, you can see that works absolutely fine. So that's good. So we've got all those little bits and pieces just in there. Let's add in the carol singers again. That's where that one went, so that's, yeah, that works quite nicely actually. Yeah, then we've got just the workshops and different things like that. So where do they go? Christmas tree has to go, big tall Christmas tree has to go back in the middle, doesn't it? So it has to go around there somewhere. We've got the little minifigure with that one coming for his carrot nose. So we'll plink them together because it's just easier to get stood on that. Right. Big Christmas tree behind the house. That works. That works like that. I don't have to have all of them on show. I can put some back in storage potentially. I think really that is self-explanatory where that can go, and then we can just have some of the bigger reindeer in front, so that doesn't look too bad either. Small little Christmas trees dotted around. Right, that's the carol singer from this one, so clearly that needs to go back in. Ooh, like so. You should. Right, so far that is looking okay. We need to figure out what we're going to do with this space here and what we're going to do with these, because these are nice sets. I think they're both giveaways as well, so it would be quite nice to add them back in. I think that little stall can swap with that tree, and we can have that there, and then you can see, yeah, the carol singers around it. So that's a nice little divide. Have them a little bit closer like that, I think. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So that works okay. Now we've got the horse and cart, which is just a whatever. We've got the truck for that little bit of theming. I'll stand those minifigures up. Actually, can I just spin this on itself like that? Get more space that way. Get its own little sort of little area. Trees out. That is just the 2019 giveaway, so that can actually go by the door. I think that can go there, like so. Put that one and that one in front. Like the giveaways and things can be put into a box. They don't have to be on display, but they do look quite nice. They do look quite nice together. I have a meet and greet with Santa's sleigh, so that can go there. We could potentially use the workshop in front. Yeah, could get away with that. They're out anyway. Well, it's not causing any drama that they're there. It's just a case of then re-adding all the other little minifigures, I guess. So we've got a couple of nice displays with these. How many have we got? We haven't got that many minifigures to add, so I just got all the minifigures in. Let's have a little snowman in front, just there. He can have his nose with the carrot being plonked on, so that will work like so. And then we've got ice cream and a cup of coffee, so that can go by one of the toy shops. And we have got a little pretzel stand that can go just beside that one. Yeah, there you go. So all I've done is taken a couple of 3 Christmas trees out. I don't think we need all of them. That might look quite nice if it was just there, so that wouldn't look too bad. And to be honest, if we went every couple, I could put another smaller Christmas tree there, just to remind everybody that it is Christmas. So I've only kept it this way because I want the houses like that. So we've got our group accommodation, then we've got all of the bits and pieces to buy, and then you got all the bits and pieces as you come into the theme park. So really, you can come in the theme park this way, you go around the L shape, and then you bugger off onto the next table, and then you've got your private accommodation basically from here onwards for those kind of things, which is exactly what they've got at Legoland Windsor, because you just walk past the playground of the hotel, and the hotel looks into the theme park. So I said that was going to be short and sweet. Did it in one, so we're up there or thereabouts half an hour, so that's not too bad. The tram and all that kind of stuff on the track will get put back once this massive Star Wars thing is actually on its stand. So yes, if we can carry on having this sort of gist of where you're going to be coming out of here, going around and coming through on every single land, I think that will work. So all I've got to do is just put But that ice skating rink needed to go back anyway, and there's one extra Christmas tree that we can just put back because it's too big for this. That can go in the Christmas tub, and then that can come out in December. So that is it, and I am done. I'm glad that one went smoothly because the Batman was a disaster, but I have got an idea for that. So I thought, I might as well tell you now. So the idea for that is almost like a continuation of Ninjago, where it looks like the next land is in the distance, and we'll just have the ocean in front of it where we can have the Jaws boat, we can have the Ninjago boat, I can have the other Bricklink set that I picked up, which I will show you in a second, and then we've also got the old fishing store. So again, let me know what you guys and girls think of this idea. I can't start it until I've built a couple of sets. So the only issue it's going to cause is, where does the Batman go? That is the problem. Actually stood from here, that looks really effective. So I'm glad that stayed where it is. Really nice, bright, vibrant colours. And that one all the way at the back against the blue has just sat in there. Lovely. So I'm glad that that's done. I don't have to touch that now unless I get anything else. So with this one, spin more light around. I have picked up the Harbour Master's office as well, which is this thing. If I put that view down for a second. This thing just here, which I think looks brilliant. So that is going to be staggered off. So I'll build this up. That's going to be staggered off with that one. And then we'll have basically water going through. This will be our sort of water, either watery section, because we've got the Jaws boat and everything in there. It's close to Harry Potter like I wanted it, so that's the Easter egg. And the problem I had is you got black against black, and it's the shadowing from this, I think, is just too dark. So that it's not going to work. But if I use the really bright blue vibrant base plates, it's going to really, really pop out. Now, I thought then what we could do, we could basically have it going into a mythical, almost like a mythical street, because I will have both He-Man sets where that card is yellow right against the back, or so that's just going to be theming. That's not going to be for anything. It's all going to be blue base plates up to that point, there or thereabouts. But then if I go 2 He-Man sets, Stranger Things and D&D, almost as a straight line across the back, or as an L shape, we could have our own mythical section, which is very Ninjago based. So we've got all the really bright, nice, vibrant colours, Harbour Master's office, and then the old Bates fishing store with a little bit of sand. There is potential, well, they should fit fine, because it's going to be staggered, because the old fishing store will go here. Then we've got basically a full base plate where I'm not too sure what it's going to go. And then where the Batman thing is, it will be where this goes, because it'll be staggered. Because where these boxes are now, the Ninjago is going to carry on, because I still need 3 more base plates. So that is the plan for that. So basically everything that's black will go blue pretty much. And then where there's a base plate space here, the old fishing store fits there absolutely fine. And like I said, we've got the He-Man castle. So I've got Castle Grayskull, and then we've got Snake Mountain in that box. Now I've got a good excuse to get both of those built and have them, I think, against that back wall. And it will give us the water that they always have in Ninjago, because I haven't really got a water area. We could potentially have a water ride, or it's just nice to have a little bit of water in a theme park, fountains and all that kind of nonsense. And then we've got the mythical stuff of the 4 different sets, which then potentially means I might just move that alleyway into the middle, push that one against the back wall, push that one into the corner. So then we've got the 4 mythical sets, and then we got our own Harry Potter land, and just split it up that way. So that's what I'm thinking of doing for that, but I still don't have a plan for the Batman. So that is going to have to go somewhere. Obviously we've got Marvel on over here, we could have a DC. It's going to be a little while until we get to that point. So yes, we'll leave that be for now, and then I will figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing next, because there's potential that that can stay as it is, and we do a Disney thing on that. We've got to think of what we're going to do with the Jurassic Park gates and all the other little bits and pieces. So we've got lots and lots of different bits and pieces to figure out. But if it goes that smoothly, which the more I look at that, there's a lot going on with that, but it's also a lot of space. I do like the fact we've got a clump of accommodation, and then we've got a perfect L shape all the way round, and then it would just come into the next section. But to be honest, you would just come in and out of this land, I think. I think that would be the plan of that one, because some of the theme parks, you could do a full loop. Others, you go into a land and you've got to come back out of it to carry on down the theme park. So I could potentially just have this as a full-blown dead end, and it's just the end of the park, but the accommodation is overlooking all of the other little bits and pieces. So we will keep plodding along. We can see what we can do. But the Joker Man is massive. The Shadow Box is massive. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure where it can go. So that is my problem to figure out. If you guys and girls can think of where else it can go, know that this is all going to, there's a lot going on here. We're going to add 2 Ninjago sets. We're going to add this, the old fishing store, and 2 He-Man sets, nicely spaced out, with loads of water I think down the middle. And we're going to have the bigger Ninjago boat, so that means that won't be hidden. And I'll get the Jaws set. The only thing I can potentially think that might squeeze in would be the lighthouse, but then that's another thing to add, which I don't really think that will work. But if we're going into the mythical section, we could top that off with the haunted house. So we'll have more space that way if the shadow box moved, and it will give us some little bits and pieces. But there we go. That is for future uploads. You know that I am trying to think well ahead. That has been done. Let us know in the comment section what you think of the progress so far. But if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and catch you next one.